Wagwan sports fans, welcome back to another very special episode. I am your host, Jomar,
I'm Rush.
and this is This or That Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting, and riveting sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet.
Yes, people, but before we get into today's episode of Studio Talk, don't forget to like this video. Leave a comment and subscribe to This or That Sports TV, please. One more.
Don't share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get to 6 subscribers because if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, do you know how many subscribers that will get us by the end of the day, people?
One whole heap. So I think we got some good news today. You know, obviously we're subscribed to the JFF Instagram page.
Hey, remember some ball feet in us?
Ball.
Continue, can interrupt the flow.
Obviously we're subscribed. Obviously we're following the JFF Instagram page, and today we're on the road and we are doing some side of sports TV work. Isn't it? And see a notification come in and I say, kind of bad. See old chippy for
Flyer same way.
Flyer same way, isn't it?
Yeah.
I say, the JFF actually, got 2 friendly matches in early June.
As Jomar Graham firmly advocated for.
Yeah.
So in fact I insisted.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about them and are these good games? How do we feel about them getting games in the first place? And what do we expect from these games? So let's start right there. Them getting games, how do we feel about that?
Well, I've been beating the drum since even before, long before the Nations, like long before we went.
Long
to
before
the
Mexico game.
Yeah, I've been saying that the Nations League finals are in June, the second week of June.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew this long before we played in Mexico. I knew that in June there are 2 designated dates for football matches to be played.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Obviously, going into the Azteca to beat Mexico in the Estadio Azteca
It was a long shot.
Is a tall ask.
Yeah.
Even before then, not being fully confident that we'd have gone to the Azteca and done what we needed to do. Obviously, being realistic, of course. You know, not knocking the team, not saying that we're a bad team, not saying that we aren't going to get where we want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Mexico in the Azteca. So let's face it, we weren't expecting to go out there and get a win and advance the nation.
They were the favorites.
And I was saying, if it is the unfortunate occurrence that we don't qualify for the Nations League finals, unfortunately we didn't, you know, put up a very good fight and we were this close to qualifying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 dates that the Canadas, the Mexicos, the Panamas, and the United States of Americas will be playing to compete for the Nations League, those 2 dates, Jamaica would have had to be playing football as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was adamant on that. That was absolutely important for World Cup preparations. And so said, so done. I think on the exact dates, the 2 exact dates of the finals.
Yeah.
The 15th and
the 15th and the 19th.
Oh, well, the finals are the 15th and the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, almost exactly the 2 days of the Nations League semi-finals and finals, Jamaica managed to get 2 games. You know, it would be on the complete opposite side of the world than where the Nations League finals, which is where obviously we'd have loved to be.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have loved to have been in Vegas, to be fair. That's where we should have been, but you know, things don't happen how they're supposed to happen.
Yeah, and I don't feel bad that we're not there giving the performance. The performance gives some optimism, but getting these 2 games, bro, it's so important. You know, because what I expect the Reggae Boyz to be in camp at that point. You know, we have the Gold Cup starting on the 24th, 25th. Yeah. We have our first game against America. We should have been in camp, say, 2 weeks prior to that, at least 2 weeks prior to that. I'm expecting a longer camp, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I would say
at least 2 weeks.
Prior to the Gold Cup starting.
Prior to the Gold Cup starting, we need at least 2 weeks camp.
Remember, you know, the Nation League dates, like there is no way football was not going to be played on that. So we had to have been in camp from at least the 13th.
Yeah, it's
at least.
More 3 to 4 weeks camp. A month camp is great. I'm not going to but you know, season just finishing on me. The man probably want a week or 2. Yeah. At least 2 weeks camp. Now, for us to have a game on the 15th, which I say probably would have been the semi-final, and the 19th, which would probably be the final. Yeah. That I feel like that is good planning from the JFF, number 1. Giving the coach a need, you know, preparation. Obviously, we're going to get into the games and the difficulty of the games, but I'm sure the coach would have gone to them and say, "Oh, get us 2 games for that. I want 2 games to prepare for the Gold Cup." Yeah. We have America. You don't want the 2 last games to be Mexico, then America. No. You know, left foot in the fire, right foot in the fire.
Yeah, and then it's 2 competitive games being played for something, for high stakes.
You want have a running start going into the America game for us supposed to make an analogy. So I'm excited for these 2 games. I'm not going to talk about them in a second. we have Jordan and Qatar. I see that we're having a relationship with the Middle East. I remember we played Qatar a couple years ago. Qatar is in the World Cup. We played Saudi Arabia, sorry. We played Saudi Arabia, I think in 2020 probably. Yeah, I think we played Saudi Arabia. We had a tour there, we played them in 2 games. And then Qatar is now in the Gold Cup.
And they were in the last
Gold Cup. So you see that there's a brewing relationship.
The Copa America next year, which Jamaica will be a part of us.
Right, there's a brewing relationship with the Middle East teams. And I don't mind it. I feel like they're trying to grow their football. Yeah. And we are trying to grow our football over here.
And the thing about it, what they have that we don't is extreme capital. So they can fund and sponsor these friendly internationals, which we can't. Which is why I am content, or I have submitted to the fact that we'll not be seeing very many friendlies in the national stadium. We got Trinidad, which I think we'd have hosted those two, but let's face it, for the most part, it will be teams hosting us, teams flying us in, teams arranging friendlies. That they'd be getting the lion's share of revenue splits, and they'd be getting the benefits off of the friendlies, but we'd be getting the exposure and the time to play. So it's a win-win for both teams.
For sure, it's a win-win.
They get the likes of Mikel Antonio, Andre Blake, and Leon Bales and Bobby Reed, so on and so forth, to come into their country and play. They get to boast their national teams as well, especially Qatar, and they get to fill stadiums, they get to make some money, and we get to come together and play some football.
Yeah, and the thing is, bro, I deliberately checked. These 2 games are being played in Austria, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, but the 2 games are being played. The Qatar game first on the 15th, and Jordan. I'm not sure why they went to Europe. Maybe it's just money. It's probably cheaper to play it in Austria. So yeah, these 2 games are in Austria. Probably you'll see Qatar playing Jordan also. Maybe it's just a little tournament they're doing, but yeah, I like it, man. I like it, and I went and I checked the strength of these teams and what should we expect from these 2 games. Can see on the screen the FIFA ranking of Jordan is 84. So not great. Obviously a team that we should beat. We're ranked ahead of them. I can say I checked out their team and their best players and all of that, and I can't say that they should pose a big threat to Jamaica if we were supposed to play our strongest team. I feel like this should be a match where we're feeling out some players and see what we can get from some players rather than playing our strongest team. We should beat.
But also, but to be fair, bro, in every single game, especially that coming up on the World Cup, we have to be playing our strongest team.
True, especially because this would be the last one before the 24th.
Yeah, so our strongest team, I think, is a must. However, we don't have to play our strongest team for 90 minutes. Yeah. So I think we get to eat on peanuts out there, and they
give them 45
and so forth, and get them 45 to 60 minutes, and then bring on the likes of Dijon Richards or Omar Hutchinson. Let me keep our start. But yeah, players to that extent, to get them some competitive minutes, to get them some high value international minutes and international caps. And who knows, the chance to score some international goals.
For sure.
I think the Jordan fixture is an interesting one. We should be able to score some goals in that fixture. Should be able to exercise what we want to implement in those fixtures. And the Qatar game, I think, is more closely matched.
Yeah, actually, Qatar, they're ranked ahead of us. They're ranked 61st. Obviously, their confederation is different.
And
that can't tell.
They're not as good at team.
Yeah, you can't really use that to tell.
They're definitely closer match to this Jamaican team, and they do boast of some players like Afif, some good players who I think could make it into this Jamaican squad themselves. But for the most part, I think we should have the edge on both those teams. But the Qatar fixture is the level of fixtures that Jamaica should be striving to get more frequently. But also the fixture against Jordan is important that we get some games where we can play the football and who knows, get a nice result, get some confidence on there, score some goals. For
sure. I checked the last fixture that both teams played against top 50 competition. Spain was the last match for Jordan. Obviously they played teams in the Middle East. But Spain was the last notable game. They lost that game 3-0. We can remember Qatar, they were in the World Cup, and I feel like they underperformed. I feel like a lot of people expected much more from Qatar, and they didn't live up to that hype at all. From what you saw in the World Cup, is Qatar a good enough test for Jamaica, or are they just all talk and not really a great footballing team or as good as a footballing team that they should be or they are said to be?
I think, if we're supposed to interject them into a CONCACAF settings, I think they would be just around top 8, comparable to us, but not necessarily on our level.
Bro, to be fair, we should be ranked higher than 63rd.
And we will be. I'm not worried about that any at all, in the upcoming fixtures, with the way how we play against Mexico, we'll be winning a lot of games. We have the Nations League to come, we have big friendlies apparently that are upcoming as well, and we have a lot of football to be played. I'm not worried about our rankings. Once we continue to play well, we continue to win games, we continue to get good results against big teams, our rankings will slip. Qatar, as I said, is comparable to the likes of a Haiti, maybe a Trinidad and Tobago. I think that's the level of team that Qatar is, and I think they'll give us good competition. Yeah. Teams like that we should not be losing any at all. We should be maximizing on those results against teams like Qatar, especially Jordan.
Yeah, I feel like these are 2 good games to get. I'm pleased with it. I'm sure a lot of people will probably say that they should have gotten better games or blah blah blah. And what would you say to people that say that? Why not get to play a better European team, or obviously it not come like that. I play a South American team. What would you say?
Just get through to Prince William and say, hey Prince, we need a game against England. You think you can say this stuff?
Yeah, football really work like that, and so a lot of we're not in a strong position. We're not in a financially, and even obviously stock-wise, we just had an Adidas deal. We have some really big players playing for us. So we are going up there, but we're not in a strong negotiating point, or we're not in a strong pulling point.
We take what we get.
We take what we get at this point.
Yeah, an Argentina team reaches out to us and say, hey, we'd like to play a friendly against, and we go and we play a friendly.
Bro, a lot of that have to do with the talent in the team. Yeah. I feel like, they know of Leon Bailey, they know of Mikel Antonio, they know of Shimon.
Argentina recently contacted Curacao.
True, still. So, and they played another Caribbean team in America.
Honduras.
In I think the last window. So yeah, they're doing a CONCACAF. They don't mind playing CONCACAF teams. You see that, But yeah, friendly games are not very easy to get them. I have to say kudos to the JFF.
Yeah, we're not in a position to host friendly games. We're not in a position to go out and say, we're going to fly into the national stadium. And you know what? It's up to us. Up to you people watching right now to get us into that position. If the JFF knows that if we host a friendly, 25 people coming to the stadium, we'd get a lot more friendlies at home. Yeah, 25,000. That was it?
Yes, 25. No, for sure, bro. We need to start support.
Because back in the day, the JFF could bring them good friends
to the stadium. Them could have
and they would be getting 15 to 20,000 people in the stadium, and that would be able to.
It's our sports culture. We support after the team start with. Obviously, you have diehard fans. I feel like the Reggae Boys have a in the country. The Reggae Boys have a good 4,000 to 5,000 people that are going to support the Reggae Boys, whether they are winning or not. After that, bro, it depends on winning. If the Reggae Boys are winning, they can go up to, as I said, 25,000. I'm sure if Reggae Boys are winning, we can fill out for the stadium. I'm sure, rising towards
So do you think obviously we'll make it to the final round of World Cup qualifying?
Yeah, man, we'll see a good crowd in the stadium. Remember, bro, beer people are complaining, and we managed to get in a COVID, by the way, we managed to get 4,000-5,000, albeit that's probably because we didn't see the Reggae Boys for a while, and the Panama game nobody was in the stadium. So because they opened up finally, a lot of people came to that game, as we came to see, bro. Because after that, not a lot of people came. So. But I do think that if we're winning, we make it to the final round, we get some good results under our belt, to probably go in America, get a draw or something, or a big result that a lot of people are now supporting the Reggae Boys.
Yeah, because I remember a couple of campaigns ago, man, getting that draw in the Azteca. Next game was Panama at National Stadium, similar to what happened in the most recent World Cup qualifying campaign. Coming back to the National Stadium after drawing in the Azteca, man.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest things I've been a part of, and I think it's been downhill since then. But that was one of the craziest.
And it still wasn't this bad,
No, it was the
crowd watching Nicaragua. Decent crowd in the stadium. It wasn't this empty.
Yeah.
So obviously the bad string of results and the poor campaign, 2 back-to-back poor campaigns.
Yeah.
I feel like that hit us and
because the campaign before this one, we didn't even make
bro,
it
it was
final.
awful. This was better than the last one. So think about that. Yeah, so let's say I just feel like we have a type of culture where once things are going well, we have the support. If it's not, then the other people are not going to come out. They're not going to think that it's worth their hard money. So hopefully the Reggae Boys can put together some results.
So if we want to see, because I was already okay with the fact that there'll be no more football being played in the national stadium until World Cup qualifying.
Yeah.
You know, the Trinidad game came as a shock to me, and more of it. You know, keep it up. You know, I'm not sure the partnerships that they have with Trinidad. Let's play Trinidad again. Who cares? You know, keep bringing games to the national stadium. Keep bringing to Ketunal, Savannah Park, wherever. You know, once people are coming out and watching.
And that's a cheap. I'm sure that's a cheap game for us in comparison to bringing in any team from South America.
Yeah,
and
it could have been a situation where it's like Trinidad and Jamaica come to some sort of agreement or whatever. And I don't mind. You know, let's play them 6 times. Who cares? You know, make it official. You know, make it registered under FIFA. Treat it right. You know, because we've seen them handle it professionally with the 6 substitutions and so on and so forth. So it does register as official caps for the players. You know, the results count towards FIFA ranking, so on and so forth, which is important. So treat it professional, treat it like a real game. But if you have a partnership, you know, exercise it, you know, exploit it, use it to its fullest potential. But I'm content with the fact that we won't be playing very much football in national stadium.
I just say it go for now. And I do believe that the Reggae Boys have something cooking up, and let's make a segue. I have another thing I want to talk about. Coach Hallgrimson, you feel like he have something else up in his sleeve. You know, we're hearing some rumors, we're hearing some rumblings. We're hearing that, you know, Demar should have been a Reggae boy already, but unfortunately he had some spelling issues on the documents. We're hearing that it's all sorted and he should be able to represent the country in time for the Gold Cup. You feel like Coach Hallgrimson have something else for me? Because we see him go for Lemby Kisa. We see him go for Russell. We see him just go dig out some players and we say, all right, good job, wonderful. You feel like something else is coming at the Gold Cup? Because I really believe so. Whether it is Demar or not, I feel like we're going to see, you know, that 1 or 2 more player that Hallgrimson is searching for. Because I really believe he's trying to improve his team.
It's so close to the Gold Cup though. I'm not extremely optimistic.
You think we'd hear something already? But we're hearing great.
I'm not extremely optimistic about any new additions to our team before the Gold Cup. I know that the Nations League starts again in the fall, and I'm very excited to see how the team looks come the start of the Nations League and the start of the new campaign, because I think the Gold Cup is still a part of this season. You know, the Gold Cup is the ending of this season. Let's say the season would have started last year with the Nations League and the Nations League in the fall, right? I think the Gold Cup is a culmination to this season.
I agree.
And I think new international football season begins in September with the Nations League. And I think at that point we might see some fresh faces and so on and so forth. But I think our Gold Cup squad, based on everything that I've heard or have not heard, is all but locked in. And if that's the case, I'm still extremely satisfied.
Sure.
I'm not much complaints. I'm not optimistic about
seeing another player. I really want the Margaret to come, and I feel like that would improve our team. I feel like that would move the needle a little bit more.
Of course. I think though, our performances in the Gold Cup might be a recruiting factor.
And you know what? Our coach, our captain Andre Blake, he said something at the end of the last World Cup qualifying campaign. He said that, if you don't want to come play, come now. You know, and I feel like this is a big opportunity for players to come. You know, in the Gold Cup, show if leading up to the Gold Cup, show your interest, make it known that you want to play for Jamaica. You know, if Jamaica reach out to you, come. I don't want to see us go to the Gold Cup and do well, start the Nations League, do well, then randomly here say, this player of Jamaican heritage and he want to come play. When it could have, probably approach you already and say, no, you turn us down or whatever. Come now. You know, obviously we'll still take you because at the end of the day, you're eligible, you can play, you're Jamaican. But we'd love for it to be known so that we can build a ramp up to 2024. I feel like that World Cup qualifying campaign, 2020, I mean the start of the qualifying campaign, bro. And we hear some rumblings, some players, citing personal reasons for missing games that they might dub,
bro,
not as important or leaving it open.
Bro, I never considered it until I heard somebody speaking the other day.
And it make a little bit of sense. I love the personal reason thing.
Available for selection to non-competitive, an official FIFA game, but non-competitive.
That wouldn't capture you. And you're unavailable to play a week or two later. Obviously, people have life. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're lying or whatever, but it's something to consider. You know, this never even, as I said, this never crossed my mind at all. But me hear it and I say, it's something to consider. Obviously, you have life. Obviously, you have family. You have emergency. You have reasons why you can't make whatever.
But it's oddly coincidental.
It's weird, man.
That you're able to play against Trinidad a week before, and then 9 days later you can't jump on a jet to go and play for Jamaica to finally capture it. You know, and this player in question obviously would have played for us in a non-official game. Then played for us. Then played for us in 2 official games. And then we say, all right.
Non-competitive though.
You get me, I say?
And this is what it is, man. And it's a player that I believe, if Captide will be in our team going forward, I don't think there is a team that's selected and he's not in it. I'm not going to call any names because I don't want to start a rumor. I don't want to say people say, oh, we over here, I said this player did that. I'm just saying it's a possibility. I think that we've been hearing. And I just want to put it out there, players. If you're watching this, come from now, brother. We have something to build. Hopefully you can see that. You know, I don't want when a man reach 30 and he might play for Jamaica for the first time. The Mikel Antonio is that, no, I don't want to see that, brother.
Lembikisa is going to play 100 games for Jamaica.
Straight up.
He's going to be a Jamaican legend.
Straight up.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Them things they give me goosebumps.
That's what it is, and Omar Hutchinson should be in the same boat. Dejan Richard should be in the same boat, even though he's local. Yeah. That's how we want. Tyler Roberts already. I think he's one that's looking forward to getting captain.
He has a cap already for Jamaica, an official cap for Jamaica. That's important. He played in Trinidad.
So that's some more I see, bro. You know, the players from over. Don't come on here.
What people don't know, those 2 Trinidad fixtures are official FIFA fixtures. Obviously,
it's just not competitive.
The one in Catalonia, you know, you could have played without passport, this, that, whatever. But this game, you had to be registered. The match was, you know,
and the match card, passport number.
Exactly. Those are 2 official friendlies. You know, we never see 11 substitutions. Make you realize that, like we saw the legal amount of substitutions being made for a friendly match, so on and so forth. So it begins. Lembikisa has 3 caps to his name now at this point, you know, and he's growing. Dejan Richards has 2, Tyler Roberts has 1, you know, Splat has 1, and it continues to grow, it continues to get more, and their career has begun.
Yeah.
Make it official.
I love his succession still, and I love how it look. Obviously, we're searching for the wing backs. I feel like we'll find one in Lembikisa. I feel like he's a bright star for the future, and even if it's not at Wolves, he's going to be a top wing back, a top right back or left back. I feel like he can do both. Omar Hutchinson again, succession right there. Dejan Richards. We just have to see these names being called. Obviously, we have some more that we want to see in there, say Romain Baker or whatever. But I am pleased with what this coach has been doing so far. He might keep him local camp then. We have him 1 and 2 players, we have him hype on. I'm not going to agree with every move. They get me as a remember the number 1 rule. I mean, yes, we can disagree with something and still like what you're doing overall. 100%. So obviously,
we're not going to ride nobody for
No.
Never a love man thing at the end of the day. So if Coach Hallgrimson do something, I would disagree with it.
That no mean I don't like Coach Hallgrimson or rate it. Overall, I rate him, but obviously make some moves and make question or whatever. And me and the coach, brother, just make it work.
And at the end of the day, he's a better coach than me and you.
I am sure. Listen, let's talk about a few players for a second. Kanaya Boyz Clark, that is first official championship cap. Yeah, it's a big deal. Okay. And it's a message, I think. You know, it's saying that he's very close. He's very close to being a championship goalkeeper for sure. And he's a championship goalkeeper, number 1. There's no Jamaican team called and he's not in it. He captain our under 20 team. I feel like that alone tells us him want to play for the Reggae Boyz, the senior Reggae Boyz team. That also tells us that in a few, Andre Blake will be challenged for his spot. Who is to tell us in a few, Kanaya Boyz Clark
might be the goalkeeper going into the World Cup. He might be our starting goalkeeper going to the World Cup.
That's a message that I took from this. You know, in a
few, Lowe might be captain in this team going into that World Cup.
In a few, it's possible for Andre Blake for Kanaya.
If Kanaya Boyz Clark has a great season next season and then he's picked up by a promoted team next season, let's say an Everton. Let's say, because apparently Jordan Pickford, I think if Everton gets relegated, Jordan Pickford will.
After those players have no relegation clause.
Yeah, we'll be moving on. And let's say Boyz Clark plays in the championship and plays for promoted. Everton will not stay in the championship for too long. even if they're Everton or West Ham a team like that. Let's face it, they're not going to be in the championship team. Boyz Clark finds himself on a team like that, goes to the Premier League and has an outstanding season.
I don't know what you say after that, you see me? So that's a player that I like what's going on. I like the fact that he got that cap. I was looking forward to it, maybe see some shakiness in the season, but this.
By the way,
it's close.
Boyz Clark.
That's like 19.
How the zones go? USA. Who else?
Or Nicaragua, I think.
And is it Curacao?
A preliminary team. I think Curacao. Yeah, we can check. We can it right now. USA. No, that are the females.
Yeah.
The females. I think we have America.
Yeah, we have USA. Is it Curacao?
Nah.
I could have sworn.
Go on top, let me find it.
Yeah, so
make your point.
The point that I'm trying to make is Andre Blake starts against USA for sure. But the very next game, Boyz Clark starts. Could a deal.
Yeah.
It have to be Boyz Clark. Or maybe they say we want to secure qualification to make sure.
Nicaragua, USA, and another team that's supposed to play in the playoffs.
Oh, so it's Nicaragua. Yeah. But yeah, Boyz Clark has to play in the very second game for us. Like, it has to be Andre Blake starts versus USA, and then Boyz Clark plays the next game. 90 minutes. That has to be the case.
Yeah.
It has to be the case.
Yeah. And I feel
and do you trust him to be a goalkeeper against a Nicaragua or against
bro, if they can get a cap in the championship, bro, I respect competition. If I don't know much about if I don't watch you, if I don't watch you week in, week out, I have to respect the competition you're playing at because that's a good indication. Obviously, opportunity and we're born out of a role to play. But if you're on the fringes of a championship team, we can say at least better than the USL goalkeepers. We can say your MLS quality or above. If you're on the fringe of a championship team. You see me? So the man in the USL, them can't get put over Kanaya right now. Yeah. And if Kanaya they're on the fringes of a championship team, if him go in a championship season next year and he's on every match card him at the second string, even if him for the second string for a good championship team, I think he's at Reading, right?
Yeah, he's the second string.
Second string for Reading next season, bro. My second string. Honestly, my second string. You see me? We say,
and you trust him at his age to play against a Nicaragua, against a Trinidad, against a Curacao, against a Haiti, against Honduras.
All right. At this point, he's 19 going 20, probably 20 years old already, to be honest. Yeah, pro, bro. 20 euros at work.
If you can't do it, then
20 euros upon construction site.
Yeah.
Go another goal.
If I can't just keep against Nicaragua at 20-year-old, then what's the point? Where did it for then? Yeah. What is the point of being there?
And to be fair, Jamal Waiter at 24, yeah, he's a little bit older, but still not an old player, and not a very experienced player. So what? Play Kanaya Boyz got that captain the under 20 team, or play Jamal Waiter that have a few caps for the country and playing at the USL. The trust level would have probably be the same for both. You see me? I said, so yeah, I trust him. Another player to speak about. Richard King. He made the move to Iceland. We came on the channel and Leader actually did him hint at this.
Yeah.
Leader say, something come soon. Keep it ears. Yeah.
Foreshadowed it.
Yeah, him tell you, and he had some insight clearly. He's connected to Cavaliers and whatever. How you feel about the move? Iceland is probably not the place we wanted, but get a nose through the door, brother. It's been a while. 22 couldn't catch in Jamaica. 22 couldn't catch Richard King in Jamaica. So obviously this is not the move I want. Iceland is not the place where everybody that want him go. Obviously we prefer Austria. We prefer a Belgium or Norway. Even where the homeboy played. Serbia. Yeah. That would be a level above Iceland.
Closer to the mainland.
Yeah, closer to the mainland. But how you feel about the move? You feel like you're just happy that he got the move to Europe, or still think this is no move at all?
Still better than the JPL.
Better than the JPL. That's where I am. That's where bro.
Does this then
make him a lock?
Solidify his eligibility for Jamaica based on our prerequisites? And does this also mean now then that no JPL player should be in the World Cup squad? Yeah. I think that definitively this definitively states that there's nobody from the JPL who should be a part of the 26-man squad headed to North America.
The exception that we make, what I always say, no JPL player should be in the team except Richard King. We're making an exception for Richard King. Richard King is the exception. I think we're going to get another exception for now. Obviously, the coach is going to make a decision whether we agree or not. But for me, I don't see the JPL player now that I want to be in the national team. No knock on the players, no, I'm not bash the players, no footballer, no, make no money. Good and only. You get me? I say, do nothing, play the ball, and better than me for sure.
Yeah.
But from a representing the country standpoint, from a national standpoint, we have too many players that are too good.
Yeah.
I said that's all it is, and
too many.
Now fight them out.
Blair Turgot cannot make my Jamaican national team.
Junior Flemings can make national team. I'm guarantee Junior Flemings will report the JPL right now. Yep. How can you select Juventus Stewart and not select Junior Flemings? It baffles me. Oh, you select Colin and Anderson and not Junior Flemings. I'm not bash nobody. But it now make the sense.
Junior Flemings are salad them money till them food and father.
Just so me I say, you see me, so the point I was making is the league where you're playing obviously have something to do with your quality. And people get paid to make these decisions. Yeah. People get paid to recruit people. And if them say them good enough to play overseas and you're not, when them get paid for it, and me just a report, me just tell you what the statistics say. You see me, I'm another player. Dwayne Atkinson made the same move. And somebody was hinting at something. And I'm not going to run with it, but obviously it's a conversation to have. Where's our coach from?
Iceland.
Who bring in the coach?
Which road you come go down? You know?
Me not go down the road, but me I say I see that conversation up on the internet, and obviously me not gonna agree or disagree, but
are you saying that was a part of the cell? That was a part
no, me not say it was a part of the cell, and even I don't think it's a part of the cell. It could be because of a good relationship. I say, yo, get to play them in the ice, and I have no problem with that. After the fact. Me not think him say, yo. Me not think him even have a cloud to say, I'll give him 2 best players come coach me. Me not think.
No, but is it a case where Hallgrimson wanting the job might have said, yo, if you give me this job, I'll open up some doorways. So.
Me not think the Jamaica job are the biggest job Hallgrimson can do. They get me I say, so that's why I say I'm now go with the notion, because I don't believe it. What I think of is that, because bro, it's out there, why not talk about it? What I think of is, me have you come in for a job, you are from Iceland, we have a good relationship. Me have 2 players that may try move, but not quite get the move for them right now. Help me out, man. You have some links, you have some connections. You see the players, them play for your national team. You see them. See if you can get a move for them, your coach. If you can't, then it's fine. But if you cannot, appreciate it. Honestly, I think of that. You see me, I'm not really quick for the corruption talk. And bro, if I not see something, or if I not proof of something, I'm not going to say it out. You get me? I said so.
But you said that it don't even have to be a situation where it's related to speeds and Hallgrimson relations. You couldn't be Hallgrimson to just say, yo, I'm associated with the club. Yeah, you know, because I've seen these kids that both of them are still kids. You know, I've seen these 2 kids, I like them. I think this spot in Iceland could be a good start for them.
Yeah.
Considering that there's no other opportunity for
That's
them.
the question though. That's the question I was asking. Not necessarily the corruption that people have to go with. Never that with them do and go down, but you think Coach Hallgrimson have something to do with these moves? Because I think so.
I think you never see smoke without fire, and I think it's too close of a coincidence considering the fact that we've never heard Iceland emerge ever before. Like we've heard of Scandinavia, we've heard of Belgium, we've heard of Malta, we've heard of those names being ushered around, you know.
We're as far as Asia.
Yeah,
but I've
never heard of Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
So because of its recent emergence, you know, you wonder if I think based on simple deduction, you could assume that yes, Coach Hallgrimson is Icelandic, and as such, he has a connection with Iceland, and he, because of his position being these guys' coach, you know, 2 of his young stars, 2 people that he obviously likes and he wants to be a part of his national program. He's like, hey, why don't we have a play and develop?
And may I say this straight up, definitively, I have no problem with that.
No, not wrong with that.
If Coach Hallgrimson have something to do with these players going to Iceland, I have no problem with that. Brother, the man probably say Richard King, you're too good for this JPL thing, and even if me can't get in mainland Europe, go on over here, so push your head in that door, go be one of the best players in Iceland, and go get your move. Yeah. I have no problem with it. So if people want to say, the coach, whatever, bro.
The coach have to understand, say, yo, in China, call a 26-man squad with JPL players, man. Yeah.
I'm going to think him understand
you're
that.
You're not going to do well in the World Cup if you have JPL playing and you're not winning a single game in this World Cup.
Man, you know what the man said? You have to read into it where Coach Hallgrimson is in press conference now. The man said, brother, the players are not at the level where we can play a complicated system. So, we play the simplest system for them play for me see them talent.
Yeah.
That the man said that simply I say the players are good enough, you know. In a Trinidad game, you know. I would say Mexican. We were concerned because we say you can't go with that bush league tactics here. Go play Mexico. And the man change it up, brother. You have better players, you play a better system. You have more professional players. They play a more tactical system, and he did that. The man tell you, so the player them not good enough. Get Richard King out of here. Dwayne Atkins obviously a level below.
It's like you understand at this point. Like, if you want to go to the World Cup, you want to get a point, you want to get points, you want to score goals, you want to win games, you want to progress in the FIFA World Cup, you want to win the Gold Cup, you want to compete at the Copa America, you want to annihilate this Nations League. You understand that his talent cannot come from the JPL.
Yeah.
And that might be a reason why he might look for speed and say, all right, see, you know, that now work out, you can't get into mainland Europe. I have the link here. Yo, get to another club very quick. Go to Iceland, play some football. That's the only way I can do.
No harm. No harm at all. I actually like it. So, some people probably don't like it and probably
no, man, full up
Iceland,
just like how Mr. Butler managed to bring a bag of players to Malta. Whether them good enough for the over there, them not good enough for over there. You have a connection, get them in a Malta in. Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Full up the ball of them in Iceland, brother.
Not at all. Looking forward to seeing Romain Blake some more. I've said that before we go. Like, it's a player that we need to tap in. I feel like there's untapped potential there.
God, man.
I really believe that player has something to offer to Jamaica.
Ridiculous.
I really believe so. So look at that.
Romain Blake is going to be a legend for the Jamaica football program. He's not going to score goals, but he's not going to not score many goals, but he's going to be a defender or a defensive player that is going to score goals, that is going to get assists, that is going to wear the captain armband for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Romain Blake.
I like Romain Blake. But yeah, people, you know, we're up on the 37-minute mark. I feel like a good little reasoning. Depending on the interaction of this video, probably do a live, because the people probably say a madness to our chat, so who knows what go up Sunday or Saturday night. Thanks for watching. Yeah, if you like the video, I want to know. Like the video. It's that simple.
It's literally that simple.
Bro, it now cost them a thing. Gosh. Come like love it, now cost them a thing.
No man, love. What you talk about, man? You always got on some part.
Love don't cost a thing, dog. That them say love don't cost a thing.
Who tell you that?
That them say, bro.
I love cost money for tears and
sleepless nights. Your boy?
If, sir.
If you weep. But I tell you live on the people on YouTube, bro.
Yeah, man, love cost money. I love cost no money. Oh gosh, man.
What you talk about, man? Listen, Reggie.
You fall in love on Valentine's Day for
them say when a cost life a cost nothing, Reggie.
That them say.
Them no cost a thing.
Them say a lie big, never yet tell. So yet,
what?
More than one a cost life no cost nothing.
A lie.
Oh God, man. As I said, they're the cheapest thing in the world. Yes.
Damn. Oh, yeah, I got that.
It's cheap for me dead, bro.
Ooh. You don't spend a dime.
So it's a one a cost life no cost nothing. That's cap, bro.
Of life cost everything. Damn, boy. You say one dark piece of youth.
That dark piece of youth.
Yeah, one dark youth.
That dark still.
But yeah, people, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to this Friday Sports TV. One more thing for us, though.
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get the 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, you know how many subscribers that get us by the end of the day, people.
That is it. For now, another episode of Studio Talk.
Bro, want some jerk chicken, my father.
My Friday night, yeah.
What you mean? Where you depend?
Depend that. To see what for going on. People,
give me a super chat so we can buy some jerk.
Yeah, man, pay back for jerk chicken, man. We just, you know what? 40 minutes of chatting, but you drive it in the water, yes, sir.
Give me a super chat and we can buy some jerk chicken.
Because I'm not going to say if it live, it literally just record before it posts. So when I watch this, if you're in Jamaica and I watch this on 9 o'clock, it just record. So you can send the super chat, I will literally go buy the food right now. Love it. That's what it's all about. This is That Sports TV. We out.